The Indians took it to Royals ace Zach Greinke last night, scoring 7 runs on 10 hits over the 3rd and 4th innings. Today, the Tribe looks to make it 3 out of 4 behind their ace, Fausto Carmona, next on Sports Time Ohio. A cool gray autumn afternoon in downtown Cleveland as the Indians and the Kansas City Royals put the wraps on their season series here today. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Indians have won 2 out of 3 coming into this afternoon, and I pose a question to you. Do you think Ned Yost has seen enough of Shin-Soo Choo?
I think he has. I think the Kansas City Royals pitching staff has. And every pitch that they're throwing, Shin-Soo Choo looks like he is hitting it anywhere they pitch it. Inside, outside, it doesn't matter. They can change speeds. He is almost at that 300 mark, and you can thank the Kansas City Royals pitching staff. He has been on some kind of tear, and they played him. This will be the 10th game they played him over the last couple of weeks, and you can see he's hitting .625, 14 ribbies in the last 6 games for Choo, and he has been on a roll. 20 ribbies in 17 games against the Royals this year.
Almost half of his career RBI against Kansas City have come in the 17 games played so far this year. Well, today's pitching matchup is brought to you by the G Series from Gatorade. 3 fuels for 3 stages of the game. Gatorade has evolved. That's G.
Well, Fausto Carmona has been on some kind of roll in the month of September. He has really slowed everything down. He's throwing strikes. He's pounding that strike zone. Very good changeup. So Fausto, a 1.52 ERA in his 4 starts in September. He will be matched up against Bruce Chen, 11-7, but 3 of those wins have against the Indians. For some strange reason, he has had their number this year.
Indians will go with a right-handed heavy lineup this afternoon against Chen. We'll see if it pays dividends. We're back with the play-by-play action coming up next. Season finale between the Indians and the Royals. Indians have won 9, Royals have won 8. Kansas City will try to even things up. Tribe will try to take the whole kit and caboodle here this afternoon. Indians take the field behind Fausto Carmona, looking for his 13th win of the year. And that'll give us a chance to look at Ned Yost starting 9 for KC. Gerard Dyson, the leadoff man, followed by Mike Aviles and then Billy Butler. Kila Kaiahui in the cleanup spot. Josh Fields getting his first action in the series. Bats 5th. Brian Pena will catch, hit 6th. Then it's Alex Gordon, Unieski Betancourt, and Jay Miller.
Today's starting pitcher brought to you by the Indians Team Shop. It's Fausto Carmona making his 32nd start and his 4th start against the Royals this year. Fausto this year 1-2 in his first 3 starts. The last 2 times he's matched up against Bruce Chen, and he will match up against him again today. Coming off a no decision against the Twins, he's pitched very well in the month of September, an ERA of about 1.5. So he continues to throw the ball very well. We'll see if he continues to pound the strike zone like he has. Let's check out the defense behind Carmona this afternoon. It's Duncan in left, Crow is in center, Chu in right. It'll be Marte at third, Cabrera at short, Valbuena is at second, Laporta at first, and Lou Marson behind the plate.
And the umpires this afternoon, Larry Vanover will call the balls and strikes. Jeff Nelson at first, Mark Carlson at second, Jeff Kellogg down at third. And Fausto Carmona ready to go here today.
Fausto will get over the 200 inning mark coming into this ball game. 199 and 1/3 innings.
Gerard Dyson awaits the first pitch, and it's low for ball one. 56 degrees, our game time temperature today. And Dyson takes a strike. Carmona with a 1-1, and Dyson fouls it away.
For Fausto Carmona in the American League Central, his highest ERA has come against the Kansas City Royals at 5.40. They have found a way to get base hits and score runs off Fausto.
Tapper up the middle, backhanded at second base by Valbuena, and Dyson retired for out number one. He's 0 for 6 in the series. Now to bring up Mike Aviles, the Royals second baseman, who has gone 4 for 13 in the series to this point. Bit of a late arriving crowd here on this Sunday afternoon. Now the pitch from Carmona, fastball at the knees for a called strike. This is the final Sunday home game of the year. Indians will play Detroit Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to round out the home portion of the schedule, and then on to Chicago to finish the season next weekend. 1 ball, 1 strike. Missed a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike to count on Aviles.
Aviles, a guy that's been hitting that ball middle of the plate in. He's had a pretty good swing going, and he hasn't missed it. The times they've been able to pitch him away for strikes, they've been able to get him out easily.
Bouncer to short. Routine for Cabrera. 2 down. There's our achievement of the game, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in us all. 4 complete games, most by an Indian since Jake Westbrook went the distance 5 times back in 2004.
No, we talked about this guy had the chance to be comeback player of the year, and he really does. When you think about it, you don't look at the wins and losses because he has 12 wins, and he could have more than that with a little help from his offensive support. But he really has rebounded from a bad year last year.
And not just last year, but 2008 was not much better. He was 8-7 in 2008 and 22 starts with a 5.44 ERA. Last year, though, 5-16 with an ERA of 6.32. So I think he fits squarely into the
comeback
role of comeback player of the year.
Absolutely. I mean, he was gone for almost a couple of months to rebuild himself.
Up high. Think about it like this, Rick. Last year, Carmona spent time in Goodyear, Arizona, essentially in the developmental part of the organization, trying to rework himself. He pitched at A ball, Double A, Triple A, and the big leagues last year. That's a long road back.
Yes, it is. But we've witnessed it. He's done it before. You know, that this guy, he can battle adversity and come back. Remember, they tried to make him a closer in his young career. That didn't work out, and then came back in 07 and had a great year, winning 19 games.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Butler. And the payoff pitch is a base hit into left field, just beyond the diving reach of Asdrubal Cabrera. Only the second hit in 10 at-bats in the series for Billy Butler. And a 2-out single keeps the inning alive for Kila Kaiahui.
There, he gets a little sinker, but he's such a good hitter. Gets enough of it, has enough on the ground ball to get it through the infield.
Stops an 0 for 7 for Butler. Meanwhile, Kaiahui steps in. Just 2 for 11 in the series for the big slugger. Helped the Royals to the win in the first game of the series, though, by belting a home run after the Indians had closed the gap to make it a 1-run game. Lou Marson wants a fastball in. And he nails the inside corner, 2-1. Runner at first with 2 down here in the opening frame. And a line drive base hit into right center field. Caught off by Chu. On his way to third goes Butler. And Royals at the corners now with 2 down.
Something's wrong with Butler. He will not be in this game long. He's the DH, but he was hobbling going from first to third base. And I looked after his base hit, and there was something wrong. This ball goes into the gap. Not that he would have scored, mind you, but he is hobbling. Chu does a nice job to cut it off and hold Kaiahui to a single. There he goes, hobbling in.
Looked like he was running in slow motion more than anything.
Yeah, something in his foot, ankle.
Royals just 1 for 20 in this series with a runner in scoring position. And now they're counting on Josh Fields, who hasn't swung a bat in this series, to deliver a big 2-out hit in the first inning. And a first pitch strike. Last at bat for Fields came on Monday night in a pinch hit appearance. He struck out to end the game. Swing and a miss. That was against Detroit. Tough. You talk about tough sledding. You get a pinch hit appearance on Monday night, and your next at bat is Sunday. That's almost a full week.
Yeah, well, welcome to the American League. Sometimes that'll happen.
The 0-2 pitch. Chopped it foul. Oh, 0-2 the count with runners at first and third and 2 down in the opening frame. And a bouncing ball up the middle and a base hit. Butler scores, and the Royals grab the lead. So even though it's a week between at-bats for Josh Fields, he delivers with 2 outs to give Kansas City a 1-0 lead.
On an 0-2 pitch as well, right back up the middle. Finds the hole, so they have 3 straight 2-out hits. The sinker, once it gets past Carmona, into center field. So Kansas City will take the early lead.
Now Brian Pena, switch hitting catcher. Looks at a ball inside. Down low, throw to first, and it's a little bit off the mark. Fields with a dive back in safely.
That right there is a little timing play. Put a sign on because Laporta's playing behind him. If you think he's off, not paying attention, sneak in behind him and let's go.
Pena fouls it out of play. Two balls and a strike with runners at first and second, and two down in the first, and already a 25-pitch first inning for Fausto.
The one thing that he has been so good at. He's been eliminating the big innings, the 25 to 30 pitch innings for Fausto. He's been getting through them a lot quicker.
In the air, center field. Crow broke back, now in to make the catch. And the inning is over. But three straight two-out hits have Kansas City on top 1-0. Indians coming to bat. Royals with a 1-zip lead. Indians coming to bat here. Bottom of the first. Tribe lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Trevor Crowe is Drupal Cabrera and Shin-Soo Choo at the top. They've all three swung the bat very well in this series. Duncan, Nix, Laporta in the middle. Marte, Valbuena, and Marson rounded out.
33-year-old Bruce Chen making his 22nd start this year. He has won his last three decisions out of his last five starts. He is 3-0 against the Indians this year, 11-7 on the year. 130 hits given up in his 124 2/3 innings. He's a guy that, he nibbles. He'll try and get ahead of you and get you to swing at his pitch, give you a different arm angle.
Trevor Crowe, 5 for 13 in the series. Cabrera, 5 for 10. Choo, 7 for 12. So 17 hits between the three of them in the series. Crowe with a drive to deep center. Dyson racing back over his head. Hits at the base of the wall. And Trevor's in with a leadoff double. Well, he put a charge into that first one-strike pitch. And he's got himself a double to start the ball game.
They had 6 doubles last night, and they're going to come right out of the chute and start off with a double again today. Crow his 24th double. And he gave it a ride. Dyson going back thinking he was going to catch up with it. He could not. It short hops the 400-foot mark. Trevor Crow, good start to the first inning. 12-game hitting streak.
And now Asdrubal Cabrera looks at a strike. Here's the 0-1. Cabrera bunting it first base side, but fouled and trying to push it up the line. Well, here's where the Indians have done a much better job of late. Last 7 games with runners in scoring position, batting .324.
Boy, that always helps, and you can get that first one. Seems like everybody else relaxes a little bit more.
But Cabrera chases, and that's a big strikeout for Chen, 1 down.
Let's check out Kansas City's defense, brought to you by Huntington Bank. It's Alex Gordon, Jared Dyson, and Jay Miller in the outfield. Josh Fields, Yuneski Betancourt, Mike Avilas, Kila Kaiahui at first. Brian Pena is behind the plate.
Trevor Crow, 18 stolen bases, is at second base. You know, he'd love to get to third with only 1 out, but only if Chen were to fall asleep on him. Chu fouls it off. Chu has done a lot of damage against Kansas City. We've highlighted it extensively before the ball game. Slow curve and a good pitch in for a strike. Chu didn't care for it. He's now down on the count 0-2.
Well, you'll see that arm angle from the side, and it starts at you. A little knee buckler right there for Chu.
Way off the plate.
Chen started the year with 10 relief appearances for the Royals before getting into the rotation. And coming into this year, he was 0-2 in his career against the Tribe in 4 games, but he has turned that around, going 3-0 against them this year. Oh, yeah.
Outside corner, he's out looking. 2 down. Back-to-back Ks for Bruce Chen, the left-hander. Retiring both Cabrera and Chu.
Well, we showed you the slow curveball, and then you have a tendency sometimes down in the count maybe to look for that pitch, and then he dots the outside corner with a fastball. Makes the perfect pitch with his fastball and gets the strikeout.
Shelly Duncan batting cleanup this afternoon. 1 for 6 in the series. It's a high fly ball, routine. The shortstop Betancourt. And the leadoff double does no damage. 1-0 Kansas City after an inning. Play hard, eat fresh. By Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Alex Gordon, a swing and a miss to start the second inning for KC. Just 1 out of 11 in the series for Alex Gordon. Seen some rather unusual comments here toward the end of the season. I think back to Alex Gordon and his comments to a local writer in Kansas City that he feels next year he's going to dominate. I mean, that's strong to come out and say you're going to dominate. I mean, I like the confidence. I admire the fact that he's not sheepish. I mean, you definitely, I think, have to have that, but just a little bit of an eye-opener. And then I read Luis Valbuena's comments where he felt this year he's just been unlucky at the plate.
Well, different players say different things, and they have a reason for saying them. I don't know why, but
he may have been unlucky a few times, but everybody's unlucky a few times during the course of the season.
Is, absolutely.
But you don't hit 187 with the opportunities he's had all year long, and then just categorize it as being unlucky. Leadoff walk for Alex Gordon here in the second. And it brings up Yuniesky Betancourt. "16 homers for Betancourt on the year. What a season he's had, driving in 76.
Yeah, and playing every day at shortstop. He has had a turnaround year.
And it's odd that we've seen him most of the time, Rick, batting toward the bottom of the lineup, and yet he leads the team in runs batted in.
Well, 7, 8, 9, maybe they feel that's just his comfort zone. You try and move him up, and sometimes hitters try and do different things.
Yeah.
When you move him up in the lineup, and that could just be his comfort zone. But he has 3 grand slams this year, and he's done a nice job. Seattle got rid of him. We thought he was going to be there for a while.
Floats it foul down the right side, 1-1.
Right into the old glove. That's why you bring it.
Everybody a little on the bundled up side here today. Game time temperature in the mid-50s. Overcast, light breeze blowing in.
We really, when you think about it, haven't had a whole lot of cold weather all year long, right? Even from the start of the season in April.
We had an unusually warm summer.
We sure did. And even in April when we went to Minnesota, it was 70 degrees.
Yeah.
And really, it's been overall a very good year weather-wise.
It seems like, at least in the last several years, Rick, we've had warm Septembers even into October. 1-1 pitch. This year, though, it definitely cooling off quicker here in the month of September as we head toward October.
Well, our own Tommy Bowe tells me that out of the number 8 hole, Betancourt has 28 RBIs. Out of the number 9 hole, he has 39. So very productive down there.
Primarily, that's where he's done his damage, which is unusual to have that much productivity from a guy.
Well, it's nice, yeah, when you can put somebody down there and you flip it over to the top part of your lineup. But he's been the guy that's been out there every day, although you can't say the rest about the rest of the lineup.
The 2-2, and Carmona is just having trouble throwing strikes. He has thrown 36 pitches, but only 19 of those have been strikes.
Yeah, it's one of those things, I guess, with Kansas City. They hit him well, and I don't know, because he pitches against them. This is his 4th start. But he hasn't been like this in his, for the whole month of September. He has thrown at least 4 pitches to all 8 hitters.
Gordon takes off, payoff pitch, hammered, left field. Duncan back, dives, and he makes the catch! Gordon's got to retrace his steps, and luckily for him, Duncan dropped that ball, and that enables him to go back to first base. He was around second on his way to third when Shelley Duncan made a sensational diving stab to rob Betancourt of extra bases.
That was a great play. I thought that ball was well over his head, and I mean, you can't go out and extend any more than he did right there. A beautiful play. Boy, that saved an inning right here. Duncan, oh man, that's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. He wanted to get up and throw it, and they might have had a chance at it, but boy, just to hang on to that ball and catch it is a beautiful play.
That's one for the highlight reel right there.
Yes, it is. We'll see that one. Man, he may have knocked the wind out himself. Look at him. He's gasping out there. Terrific catch.
Jay Miller takes the first pitch strike. We'll see if that play maybe gets the juices flowing for Carmona, and maybe he can find himself.
Well, it would have at least been second and third, if not maybe a double with a run already in.
One and one the count for Miller. Threw it by him.
He was a late addition to the lineup.
Yeah, Mitch Meyer had some tightness in the Meyer. Was it the knee, Tommy, with Mitch Meyer? Yes. There's a drive to left. This one will fall in front. Gordon stops at second base.
Well, that catch ends up really looming much larger right now after that base hit. Carmona was able to get him swing and miss inside, but this one did not quite get inside. Right there, and Miller hits it to left field, so that is their fourth hit already. So first and second with one out.
Now Gerard Dyson, a ground out to second, his first time up. Foul tipped it. Marson doesn't hang on. No big deal. 1-1 the count. Dyson 0 for his last 10. Bouncer up the middle. Might be two here. Valbuena to Cabrera. The relay is off the glove of Laporta. Gordon holds at third. Boy, as quick as Dyson is, I thought maybe Valbuena would just try to take it himself initially.
Well, there's a play right there. His speed, that's what beat it out. He wasn't quite. He was maybe a little too far from second base to go tag it, especially the way this guy runs. Throw a little bit offline, off the glove of Laporta, but Gordon has to stay at third base. I wouldn't be surprised to watch this kid take off either.
Two down for Mike Aviles. And a first pitch strike from Carmona. Indians with a half-game lead over Kansas City in the AL Central. That half-game difference will disappear next Thursday. The Indians have an off day. Kansas City does not. Marson out to talk with Fausto, who's just, I don't know if he's fighting himself or it's just one of those days where the ball's not going where he wants it to.
That could be.
You know, I look back to last night's start, Rick. Zach Greinke, after the ball game, said, I must have been doing something wrong, quote, but I was executing pitches for the most part. I don't know how to explain it. You know,
well, he had good stuff. I mean, that's what when we talked to Chew afterwards, and they said his fastball was good. He had a nice slider. Offensively, they had a pretty good game plan. They didn't miss. He left a couple of breaking balls up that they hurt.
He said afterward, Rick, I felt good. Quote, the first 2 innings felt really good, and then, well, my stuff was pretty decent. My control was okay. I pitched a lot worse and had better results than this.
One of those days, man. The Indians' offense came around. They hit a few balls, just missed going out of the ballpark.
Runner goes, and it's fouled away by Aviles. On the flip side, Genmar Gomez, you know, he had a rough go of it just getting through the 5 innings last night. And afterward, Ned Yost, the Royals manager, said anytime a guy has 90-something pitches in the 5th inning, you know he's working hard. We had chances. We had opportunities. We just didn't punch out a big hit that could get us going.
8 runners stranded in the first 5 innings. They had 2 in the first 3 innings. They had opportunities.
Pitches outside, and Dyson steals the bag uncontested for his 6th steal of the year.
Yeah, they're not even going to throw it through. They're just worried about getting the out.
Now they go out and talk about a new set of signs with the runner at second base. Meanwhile, the count is 2-2 on Mike Aviles as Steve Smith, Manny Act to talk things over in the Tribe dugout. The 2-2 is high. Full count. If he loses Aviles, then Billy Butler is next, and that could be trouble. Already 50 pitches for Fausto with 2 out here in the 2nd inning. The 3-2. Popped him up. Marson gives chase. He's there, and he's got it. Carmona gets out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. It remains Kansas City 1, Cleveland nothing. One zip, Royals on top, bottom of the 2nd inning. Jason Nix, Matt Laporta, and Andy Marte for the Tribe. Left-hander Bruce Chin gave up a leadoff double to Trevor Crowe in the 1st, and then struck out back-to-back hitters, got Duncan to pop up, and that was that. That's the way Chen has pitched against the Indians this year. He's 11-7 overall and an ERA of 4.69. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this left-hander at the end of the season. It's been a real big bounce-back kind of year for Chen. And heading into the offseason, he's a free agent. He says, definitely, I want to be back here in Kansas City for sure. I like everything about the organization. Big curve. Boy, that looked good and didn't get the call. On the other hand, Chen says, quote, I don't know what their plans are. I don't know if I fit in their plans for next year. So we'll have to wait and see. He's only 32 years old. And it's not like this is a guy who's going to go out on the free agent market and he's going to be flooded with multi-year offers. But he does say that, he'd like to go out and see what's available, what's out there.
It's interesting now. Guys come back and they have a decent year. Whether position players, pitchers, that's just the way the game's going. It depends. I think a lot of it's going to have to do with salary and who may need a starting pitcher or want a left-hander. And, you'll see at the end of the year if Kansas City does want him back in that rotation.
Well, you can be sure that if Kansas City wants him back, that he's going to listen, that he's going to give them first crack, because he says, hey, when nobody else was giving me even a sniff, right, they gave me minor league contracts in each of the last 2 years when he was coming back from reconstructive elbow surgery. So they at least gave me the opportunity when nobody else even returned a phone call. Popped up, foul. Is it playable? Hustling over and diving. Pena couldn't come up with it.
Good hustle.
Well, he sure was.
Very nice try. That's not an easy play for a catcher because Nix was fooled on that play and he was out front. But to pick that ball up, watch how quickly he sees it. A lot of times catchers don't pick it up right away. He had a good jump. He has a long way to run, and he knows he's getting close to that dugout. Good hustle. Just couldn't hang on to it. Awfully tough play.
Good news for Jason Nix. He's still alive, 2-2 the count. And he lines a ball to left and a diving stop there by Gordon.
Well, these left fielders are thinking it's NFL season. They're diving to make catches and making some nice ones.
Tearing up the turf out there.
Duncan made a beautiful catch in the top half of the inning, and now back comes Gordon coming in on the run in front of him. That ball stayed up just long enough to take a hit away from Nix.
A great clip of the game from last night. Matt Laporta driving one deep, almost out of here. It's off the wall for an RBI double. And for Matt Laporta, his only hit of the night, his 40th RBI on the year. Relax. You're at Great Clips. A little bit outside, 1-1. Smoke down the left field line. Foul by inches. Boy, that looked close.
Yeah, it was awfully close, but
guys are right on top of it.
Yeah, just missed on the foul side. We'll see how close it is from this angle. Oh, yeah, boy. Yeah. Game of inches, huh? Right on the call. Third base umpire Jeff Kellogg.
Up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bruce Chen pitched his way to the big leagues last year with Kansas City, but didn't have great results once he got here. Bouncer up the middle. That gets through. Second hit of the day for Cleveland. And a 1-out base runner for Andy Marte. Tomorrow night at 11, join Jim Donovan, Mary Kay Cabot, and Coach Sam for the GMC Berea Report. They'll review the Browns-Ravens game and update you on all the developments in Berea. GMC Berea Report, Monday night at 11, right here on STO. Bruce Chen has thrown a first pitch strike to all 6 batters so far. So if you're Andy Marte, do you go up looking early?
Well, you know, if they have a past.
Depends on what kind of pitch it is, too.
Yeah. You know, he may be looking for a fastball. I don't know. Chen throws a lot. You know, he shows you his fastball more so than anything. And maybe that first time around he may establish it. But he's not overpowering, so you can't be afraid to get jammed by him with the fastball and use the big part of the field. I think that was their approach last night with Greinke. Some of the hitters going up the middle and using that part of the field. I think that would be a great approach here with Chen, because the minute you try and get on his fastball, he's only throwing about 88 tops. He'll throw you more changeups and off-speed pitches. There's a good pitch. He'll sneak it in there. You know, so you give him that pitch.
I mentioned a year ago he was 1-6 in the big leagues. His ERA was almost 6. So he went to spring training, Rick, and the determination was made, you've got to keep the ball down in the strike zone. So he altered his arm angle, and you'll see it every once in a while. He'll really drop down, almost sidearm at times. He said what happened was lost velocity, but he gained a little more command and the ability to change speeds more effectively. And Ned Yost, his manager, said he's finally understanding how to add, subtract, and move the ball around. He's really pitched this year.
That's the bottom line, adding and subtracting. When we say that, we're talking velocity-wise, where you put maybe a little more on the fastball and run it inside, or take a little bit more off and keep it down and away. And that's just keeping the hitters off balance.
2-2 to Marte. Got that one up in the zone, and Andy spanks it to deep left. It's over Gordon's head. Plays it well off the wall. Heading into third base safely is Matt Laporta. And into second with a one-out double is Andy Marte, and the Indians are in business here in inning number 2.
You know, Alex Gordon played that ball very well off the left field wall, but his decision to make the throw to third base was wrong. He should have went to second base with it, because Marte wouldn't have had a double. And you automatically concede. When that guy's on first base, he knows the ball's over your head, so he's off and running. If he went to second base with that throw, and that wasn't even a thought for him, that way you keep the double play in order for the pitcher. And if Marte gets you would have had a better chance of getting him at second than you do getting Laporte at third. See, Marte turned, and just a real wide turn. He wasn't expecting to go to second base until he saw Gordon make the throw to third.
Infield in now for Luis Valbuena. Valbuena trying to drive at least one home here to tie the game. Base hit could possibly give him the lead. He takes a strike to even the count at 1-1. But set on the 1-1. And Valbuena fights it off, foul at the plate. One thing about Bruce Chen here in the early going, unlike his counterpart, Fausto Carmona, he's thrown a lot of strikes. Out of 32 pitches, 24 have been in the strike zone. Valbuena able to hold up 2-2.
This will be his pitch right here. You see what he wants to do. If he tries to run that fastball in on him, and if he misses, go to that breaking ball 3-2, or tries to hit with another breaking ball. Went with the fastball.
A little bit high, maybe full count.
Well, I'd look for a breaking ball here.
Number 9 hitter Lou Marson on deck. Chen the set, the payoff pitch, and it's ball 4. Good eye by Valbuena. And the sacks are full for Lou Marson, who is 1 for 6 in the series. Chen gets ahead with a first pitch strike. Drive down a run, bottom of the second. They're loaded with one out and a fly ball. Right field shallow, though. Miller coming in. He'll make the catch, and the runners have to hold. So 2 away. And Trevor Crow will be the batter. Now, Trevor Crow is red hot right now for the Tribe. 6 for 14 in this series.
Well, Trevor, his bad side of the plate has been from this side, but he hit a bullet in his first at-bat. Short hopped the wall out there at 400 feet.
You got to think his confidence is soaring with a 12-game hitting streak. Outside, ball 1. And during his hitting streak, I mean, he's 18 for 47, so he's close to hitting for about a 400 average during this tear. The Indians' #1 hitters since August 21st, so you're talking over a month, have hit in 31 of 33 games. Now, remember, Michael Brantley had the long hitting streak during that time. Jason Donald's also been in the leadoff spot a couple of times. Caught the outside corner. 1-1 to count.
Gave him a little different arm angle. The first time he came down from the side with the changeup. That time he stayed more on top and he was able to control it. Put it right on the outside corner.
One pitch. Called a strike again, and I don't think Crow is in agreement. But he's down on the count now, 1-2. .40 pitches now on the day for Bruce Chen. Let's see. Carmona, I think, is right at 50 through 2 innings. Chen already at 40. And a weak number up the third baseline foul. There's Carmona, who has labored through 2 frames but only allowed 1 run. Indians had a golden opportunity here in the second with the bases loaded and 1 out. Now 2 down, but Crow in a 1-2 hole. And a tapper to short. Inning over. Indians load them, fail to capitalize. Through 2, it's KC 1, Cleveland nothing. Stay tuned later in the game. See our Miller Taste Greatness moment. The sun is trying to make its way through the thick cloud cover here today in downtown Cleveland. See some patches of blue out over the lake, but first pitch strike to Billy Butler, who singled and scored in the first inning. Already, each team has stranded 4 runners in the game. See some patches of blue out yonder.
That would be out west, huh?
You call that west, huh?
Northwest. There's another knock.
Billy Butler is 2 for 2 today after going 1 for 9 in the first 3 games of the series. All right, here's our AT&T trivia question. AT&T, rethink possible. The last Indians pitcher with 5 consecutive 200-inning seasons. Bat shatters.
Wow.
Barrel or part of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Ended
split
up by
right
the
down
bag.
the middle. He had the whole, look at the handle's still intact.
That's just a little piece ended up down there.
Right,
By
that's like from the trademark on up. Kindling for Willie. Willie, that's fireplace wood there, Betty. Look at that.
Which fireplace would he use that for? Which of the 7 fireplaces
We'll
in
have
his mansion would he use
We'll
that
have
for?
to ask him.
The 0-1. Kaihue takes a strike. High and wide, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two and 2. Tigers held on to beat Minnesota last night late in 13 innings, 11-10. They're out to a 3-1 lead over the Twins today in the 4th.
Well, they'll be heading here tomorrow. Well, actually, after their game today, get ready for the series tomorrow. The last series of the 2010 campaign here at Progressive Field.
Detroit has won 3 in a row. So has Chicago, but a little too late for the White Sox. In the air, left field. Shallow. Duncan comes in. 1 away. Back to first goes Butler.
Speaking of the Tigers, they will come on in for the final home series starting tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You may want to try the AM/PM all-you-can-eat seats. Unlimited dogs, nachos, peanuts, popcorn, and Pepsi products for just $32 a ticket.
Josh Fields, a base hit and an RBI his first time up today.
Not an easy duty for this guy today. He said he hadn't played since Monday, and once he gets in, he drives in the only run of the game. And it's off tough right-hander in Fausto. Well, that'll be a pass ball there.
Butler down to second base.
Ball was coming inside, and it has movement. Just watch how it goes off the glove. I mean, Fields has to get his hands out of the way, but certainly catchable for Marson.
Two-0 delivery. A little bit low, 3 balls, no strikes. You wonder if a guy like Josh Fields this time of the year doesn't wonder what might have been if he was 2-3 inches taller. Star quarterback at Oklahoma State, but at 6'2", just wasn't big enough for the National Football League. Back in 2004, he set a Cotton Bowl record when he passed for 307 yards against the University of Mississippi for Oklahoma State. Threw for almost 2,500 yards that season, 21 touchdowns, as the Cowboys went 9-4. I can't imagine how difficult it would be to juggle two sports at a big Division I program like that, and try to keep your grades up on top of all that.
It would have to be difficult. Five full counts now for Fausto on the afternoon.
For Josh Fields, though, he's one of those guys who, even though he excelled at football, he says that baseball is always where his heart was at. Being in the clubhouse or on the field, that's where he's always loved to be. Ground ball to short. Cabrera throws him out, 2 away. Butler slides over to third. We'll bring up Brian Pena. He does not like the call one bit from Larry Vanover, but being the catcher, he knows he's got to be careful.
Well, I used to look at it this way. As long as it's not the third strike, you still have a couple more. That was the first pitch.
Back out of play and the count quickly 0-2. High with that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back to the mound. Carmona with a nice stab. Throws to first. Inning over. Fausto has bobbed and weaved his way through 3 innings, but the Royals are on top 1-0. Manny Acta talking with Fausto Carmona. Well, pitching lesson looks like.
Well, he's looking for him to stay on top and get that ball going down the sinker. It looks like maybe he's moving forward a little early, just from the talk you can see. Stay tall, pitch downhill.
As Drupal Cabrera chops one to third, Josh Fields throws him out. Quick out. One away for Shin-Soo Choo. Shin-Soo Choo out on strikes his first time up. That was some really good pitching by Bruce Chen against the guy who has terrorized Kansas City, not only in this series, but the previous series as well. He dazzled him with pretty good breaking ball and then just locked him up to end the at-bat.
Well, that's their job. They haven't been able to stay out of the middle of the plate or get a lot of the plate when they're facing Choo. He did the first at-bat.
Floater to second, and that's nabbed by Aviles, although he had to give it a double check to make sure it stayed in his glove. Every time the Indians homer this year, we raise money for the Gathering Place. Over $7,000 raised this year. Great Clips donating $50 per dinger. Rick and I each making a donation as well. Log on to touchedbycancer.org to make a donation or to learn more about the Gathering Place. Two down for Shelley Duncan, who popped up on the infield in his first at bat today. One and one to count. A little low, 3-1. Got a piece, but it's fouled away. The count is full, the payoff pitch. And Duncan out in front of it.
For Chen, his second full count on the afternoon.
Bruce Chen began his career with the Atlanta Braves way back in 1993. Eventually went to Atlanta in a trade that involved pitcher Andy Ashby going to the Braves. Following year, the Mets sent Turk Wendell and Dennis Cook to the Phillies to get Bruce Chen. Down low, ball four. 2-out walk for Shelley Duncan. Second walk issued by Chen.
Well, save big with the Budweiser 2 for Tuesday. When the Tigers are in town, you get 2 tickets in the bleachers and $20 in food credit for only $32. That's a savings of $28. 2 for Tuesday tickets on sale now. Check out Indians.com.
Swung on and missed. 1-1 the count for Jason Nix. One thing about Bruce Chen, he's a guy who has bounced around. He's been with a lot of different teams. He's battled injury, but he's kept his sense of humor through it all. At one point, he said, I'll tell you what, I'm getting good at packing. I can get out of a city in 1 day now.
That's practice.
Popped him up. Aviles, the second baseman, has it. And the inning is over. Through 3, it remains KC 1, Cleveland nothing. Kansas City leads it 1-0 as we go to the 4th inning. Alex Gordon will walk his first time up. Looks at a strike. That's 72 pitches now for Carmona.
You know, that's about on pace where Gomez was last night. A lot of pitches.
Now the problem for Fausto, he's made 4 or more pitches to 13 out of 15 hitters.
I remember Gomez was like 23, 21, 21. He had like 65 pitches after the first 3. Carmona's even better than that.
One ball, 2 strikes. Bruce Chen, meanwhile, his counterpart, has had his own issues. Had the bases loaded in the second, but got out of the jam. Each team has left 5 men on base. One hopper to second. Valbuena throws him out, 1 down. Let's go back to the studios for an in-game update right now. Al Pulaski with the latest on the Twins and the Tigers.
Matt and Rick, the Twins enter today a game behind New York for best record in the American League, but this afternoon they're trailing the Tigers. Ramon Santiago, a 3-run homer, his 3rd of the season in the 5th. That puts the Tigers ahead 3-1 in Detroit. Back to you.
Yuniesky Betancourt looks at a strike. Betancourt robbed of extra bases in his first at bat, thanks to a terrific catch in left field by Shelley Duncan. Scoreboard update brought to you by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. It's also a place where you know when it's real. Mixing messages there a little bit.
Yes, you are.
My card guy left the building, though, so. 2-1 to Betancourt. A little bit outside. 3 balls and a strike. Backhanded by Cabrera. Long throw in the hole, and he got him. That was a tremendous play on both ends. Cabrera did all the heavy lifting, but Laporta saved him with a pretty scoop on the backside.
Boy, it always helps when you can pick it over there at first base. And I'll tell you, Cabrera, nice job. He knew he was going to have to get rid of it on the run. He made a couple plays like that last night, and it's finished off at first, and Fausto enjoying it. Nice play.
So Betancourt, the victim of 2 fine defensive plays here this afternoon. Now that you might be able to categorize as having bad luck.
Well, no, you just categorize that as good defense.
The 0-1, and Jay Miller jammed, rolls it to third. Marte slings it over. And a quick 4th inning for Fausto Carmona. Boy, did he need that. Royals lead it by a score of 1-0. Bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Laporta, Andy Marte, and Luis Valbuena. Bruce Chen about to make his 59th pitch of the afternoon. He had a 32-pitch second inning, in which the Indians had 6 men to the plate. They had the bases loaded, 1 out, but did not score. Other than that, he's cruised right along through the first 3 frames.
A golden opportunity, and they have been swinging the bats well with runners in scoring position, but that inning got away from them.
1-2 the count. Laporta base hit his first time up. Two and two. Laporta with a ground ball single up the middle in his first at bat here today. 2 for 6 in the series. That was the first of 3 straight Indians to reach in the second inning, but Laporta wound up stranded at third. High fly ball, left field. Routine for Alex Gordon. And the Royals left fielder puts the squeeze on it, 1 away. Time for our Subway Fresh Face of the game. And let's take a look today at Cord Phelps in 119 games at Double and Triple A, batted .308. And he will take place in the Arizona Fall League action. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. Andy Marte with a drive to right field. Back goes Miller. 2 down.
Well, if you're looking for an internship in the sports, entertainment, or recreation field, you don't want to miss the 2010 Internship Fair, which will take place Tuesday here at Progressive Field. Several of the area's top employers, including the Tribe, Cavs, and Monsters, will be on site. Tickets are just $30 per person. Includes a dinner buffet and a ticket to watch the Indians-Tigers game. Visit Indians.com/internship to register.
Story out of Detroit involving the Tigers pitcher Jeremy Bonderman. He was asked about staying with Detroit next year, and he said, quote, probably not. It's part of the business. The Tigers have a good farm system. He does not expect to be back next year in Detroit. Dave Dombrowski, Tigers GM, said that they will address Bonderman's situation at a later date. He's only 8-9 this year with a 5.18 ERA and 28 starts. But remember, he pitched in just 20 games in the previous 2 years because of the shoulder surgery. High pop, foul, out of play. At one time, Bonderman had a $38 million 4-year deal with Detroit. But he had a blood clot in his right shoulder in 2008. And that really sent him down a path of surgery and rehab and recovery. But Bonderman says, you can't be picky. It's, he feels like that he's proved he's been healthy, and it's a matter of getting an opportunity. And he's only 27 years old.
Boy, he's been around a long time.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it really is.
Line drive, base hit to right field for Luis Valbuena. Runner on with 2 down for Lou Marson.
Well, there he got one middle of the plate and put it in play and got a base knock. So he walked his first time. He's been on both times tonight, a 2-out single. One of the few pitches that Chen has left in the middle of the plate.
Fastball strike inside corner. Marson fly to right his first time up. At the knees, a strike. And it's quickly 0-2. Bueno, the runner at first with 2 down. One ball, 2 strikes. "76 pitches now on the day for Bruce Chen, but 52 of those have been for strikes. Two and two the count. There's that sidearm delivery, but he can't throw it by him. Marson stays alive.
Yeah, and as a hitter, that's what I was talking about. He's not going to throw it by you. You know, when he throws that fastball, a lot of times he tries to get it in on your hands. That's when you just may want to try and foul off or fight, away. He likes that changeup out over the plate to get you to reach for it. He said 4-0-2, 1-2 counts. And then he seems like, he lets you back in. Tries to make that perfect pitch. And Marson's back into the count now, 2-2. Changeup.
Center field, Gerard Dyson back, and he'll grab it. 4 in the books from Progressive Field. It's Kansas City 1, Cleveland nothing. By McDonald's. Get a new Chicken McNuggets party pack. 50 Chicken McNuggets for just $9.99. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By KeyBank. Stop in and start a conversation and unlock your possibilities. And by Panini's. Panini's. Visit any of our 18 locations in Northeast Ohio, now including Twinsburg. Back here at Progressive Field, the Royals on top 1-0. Their run came in the first on 3 straight 2-out hits. Gerard Dyson, 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
Well, Carmona knows what that feels like. Is back on September 3rd in Seattle, if you remember. He went 8 innings, completed the game. It was a 1-0 loss in that ball game. Gave up just the 1 run, and I believe it was early in that game, maybe the first inning.
Ground ball right at Valbuena. 1 away here in the 5th.
Well, the Terrace Club's gourmet catering and unique atmosphere makes a perfect location for your corporate or private holiday party. Special discounts available for corporate partners. Suite holders and season ticket holders make this year's holiday event really special. Call 216-420-4840 and reserve a date.
Mike Aviles 0 for 2 today, looked at a ball up and in. Smash, deep center. Way back, Crow out of room, and it's gone. Mike Aviles with his 8th home run of the year makes it 2-0 Kansas City.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he smoked that ball, Matt. And you know, normally he's been pulling the ball. He has been on a home run tear for Mike Aviles. That is number 6 now in his last, 52 at-bats. He has been very, very good.
6 and 55, but yeah.
Okay, 55 at-bats. Watch this. That one stayed up, and it was middle of the plate, but he didn't try to pull it. He stayed on it. A lot of times he's cheating and trying to turn on that ball middle in. He hit that ball a long way to the big part of the ballpark and makes it a 2-0 lead.
Just did clear the fence. You could see Crow. He was waiting to play it off the wall.
16th home run given up by Fausto. Well, you go to that part of the ballpark, you earn it.
90 pitches now for Fausto. Nobody warming in the Tribe bullpen.
You know, and that's one of the pitches that was upstairs. Fausto, normally a ground ball pitcher.
That also was the 5,000th home run in Royals franchise
That's
history.
right.
We were talking about that last night.
Yes, you did. You talked about it, so you could put that name. Mike Aviles down, along with Bo Jackson and Darryl Porter.
Mike Fiore,
and Big Sal, the Big Ragu.
Sal Fasano was on that list,
right.
too. And the other one name was, is it Ken Harvey, I believe, was the other guy who hit a milestone homer for Kansas City. Butler draws a walk. And 1 on, 1 out for Kila Kaiahue.
And, you know, that was the first home run that Carmona has given up to Kansas City all year. This is being his 4th start. So it's a 1-run game. I mean, or 1-run homer or solo homer. You don't worry too much about it. But offensively, the way they've scored for Carmona this year, sometimes that 1 run seems like a big thing. Tim Belcher out to the mound to talk to Fausto and settle down. He really hasn't been on top of his game like he has been most of September, where, I mean, he has been throwing the ball and minimizing innings as far as pitches go. Today has not been one of those days, but he's still been able to keep his team in the ball game here in the 5th. It's 2-0. Belcher has this say as Germano gets up in the Tribe bullpen, start to get loose.
Well, you saw a moment ago in our camera shot there, Mike Aviles talking with Joaquim Soria in the Royals dugout. And Ned Yost made the comment the other day. He said early in the game, he starts thinking, especially once they get the lead, how do I get the game to Jack? He calls him Jack, Joaquim Soria. And he said, you know, that's my thinking. If I can get the ball to Jack, we got a chance to win.
Anybody in their right mind would think like that, the way that the kind of year that Soria has had. He has been unbelievable this year.
There is Joaquim Soria.
He probably just chills out to about the 6th inning and then makes his way out to the bullpen. You know, right now, just sitting there. Come on, boys, get a few more runs.
Some closers choose to go out to the bullpen from the first pitch on. Some
Borowski used to do that.
Some guys make their way out later in the game.
Well, Chris Perez does that for the Indians when he's here. He's out there from the first pitch. Other guys, they lay around, lay on that table. They may not even.
Bob Wickman would wait.
Eckersley used to do that when he would close games. He wouldn't be out there till the 7th. Probably set a wake-up call in about the 5th inning.
Everybody's personality is different, I suppose, when they're in that closer's role.
Well, that's a role that, is so vital. It's so mental that you let them do whatever they have to do to succeed.
I'd drive myself nuts if I was hanging out by myself. In the
most
clubhouse,
guys, they've got to do what they have to do.
Back to the mound. Carmona knocks it down. Still has time. Recovers, goes to second for one, but no relay. Not sure if Cabrera just didn't have a good grip or if he felt like once Carmona didn't come up with it clean originally, they didn't really have a chance at the double play. But they get the lead runner, 2 down. Kaihue at first, and the batter will be Josh Fields.
Well, Carmona did a good job of being a goalie here and blocking this ball with his. I don't know if he got it with the glove or it hit him in the stomach. And as they turn it, let's see. You might be right. He maybe didn't have.
Either didn't have a good grip or he just realized, you know what, I don't have a chance to get him. Let's not force it here. Swung out and missed. Outside corner, a called strike. Fields drove in the Royals' first run of the day with a 2-out RBI hit in inning number 1. Carmona just over 100 pitches on the afternoon. The 1-2. Big bouncer to third. Marte will go to first, and the inning is over. But Mike Aviles with the 5,000th career homer in Royals history makes it 2-0 Kansas City, middle of the 5th. Ronnie Belliard checking out the action today. Manny Acton, meanwhile, talking with Fausto Carmona. Fausto just over 100 pitches. Maybe he's got one more inning left in him. 2-0. Kansas City on top. Trevor Crowe leading off the home half of the fifth. Doubled in the first. Grounded into a fielder's choice to end the second. And a routine roller to third. There's one down here in the fifth inning. This game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Josh Fields, a bouncing 2-out RBI hit in the first, made it 1-zip Kansas City. Mike Aviles, the 5,000th home run in Royals history, made it 2-zip in the fifth. That's where we stand. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Cabrera 0 for 2. Bruce Chen is not the guy who you would anticipate would be the kind of pitcher to go out and stop a team that's on a roll or shut down some hot hitters. But he has been the perfect antidote to Trevor Crowe, Asdrubal Cabrera, and Shin-Soo Choo, because those guys had 17 hits in the first 3 games of the series, and they've got 1 combined today.
And that was Trevor Crowe leading off the ball game.
Yeah.
And didn't advance from that point.
2 down here in the fifth. Shin-Soo Choo 0 for 2 here today. Our 5-star league leaders brought to you by the GMC Sierra. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. How about Troy Tulowitzki? Is that unbelievable?
That's in 1 month. That's incredible. Well, I mean, it's in a different league. Chu, in normal standards, 23 would be leading the league, but not with Tulowitzki.
21 out of the last 26 pitches by Bruce Chen have been strikes. To the top 3 hitters. Well, you got to tell me that part, Tommy.
No, he's saving that for last. Top 3. That was third down from his football score last night.
Oh, boy, he's too easy.
I've missed
Top
him.
3, 20 out of 25.
Perfect. That's it. He's been pounding the strike zone, and he's right. That's why he's been able to retire him.
Top 3, 21 out of 26.
That may change. Just wait.
Choose number 3. Two runs, 6 hits for Kansas City. No runs, 4 hits for the Indians. Each team has left 6 on base.
Ooh.
And Chu is out looking for the second time today. And for the first time this afternoon, the Indians go 1-2-3.
Welcome back. Today's Mark's deep discount of the game is Orange Crush 12-packs. 4 for $10 at any Northeast Ohio Mark's location.
So come into your nearest Mark's, where you'll find a huge selection at low prices every day.
Ketchup clinched the race today. It's all over for the season. Mustard cannot catch ketchup. And onion, it's done. In the hot dog challenge.
Pitching change brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Justin Germano for the 21st time this year. No wins, 2 losses. ERA .230. So for those of you who went to your local bookmaker and placed a wager on ketchup, mustard, or onion, you know the results now.
Ketchup clinched.
Brian Pena 0 for 2. Then Alex Gordon and Unieski Betancourt here in the 6th. Valbuena's been busy today. He throws out Pena. 1 away. Fifth assist for Valbuena here this afternoon. AT&T trivia question answer. AT&T rethink possible.
I was thinking the first one is the Candyman can. Tom Candiotti, the knuckleballer.
Here's Alex Gordon 0 for 1 with a walk. It's a high pop, shallow left, near the line. Marte with his back to home plate makes the grab and foul ground. 2 away. Back to the studios. In-game update. Here's Al Pawlowski.
Matt, Rick, the Phillies trying to finish things off in the National League East, but right now the Mets are being quite a pain to them. 4 runs scored by the Mets, 2 here in the 4th inning. Nate Evans bloop double. Arias and Blanco scored. So 4-0 New York. 4th inning now in Philadelphia. Matt, back to you.
Here's Unieski Betancourt. He has batted twice today. Twice he has been robbed on some tremendous defense by the Indians. Once Shelley Duncan took extra bags away from him with a diving catch in left field in the 2nd. And Asdrubal Cabrera robbed him of a hit going with a backhander in the hole and a long throw across the diamond.
I'll tell you, that play that Duncan made on him in the 2nd inning really turned the game around in that inning. Because when you look at this catch, there was a man on first and nobody out. He walked the leadoff hitter. Duncan takes an extra base hit away. And then in his next at-bat, it's Cabrera and a nice pick by Laporta to take him from a hit. So now he's due for a busted bat flare maybe. But the catch that Duncan made really, they didn't score in that 2nd inning, but they certainly had opportunity if it wasn't for that catch.
Could have changed the complexion of this game because the
really
Royals could have run away and hid at that point. One-hop smash to his dribble. Easier play this time. Royals go 1-2-3 on 7 pitches in the 6th. Royals with a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
That looks a little chilly out there, doesn't it?
You think?
Well,
It's chilly right here. It's got to be cold out there. 90 pitches on the day for Bruce Chen.
Well, he has just continued to keep him off balance, off stride. Keep off the barrel part of the bat. A lot like O'Sullivan did in the first game of this series. Went with a lot of change-ups and utilized his fastball. He only had 5 hits in game 1 of this series.
In the hole. Fields goes to a knee, makes the
play.
pick, throws him out.
Tell you what, either one of those guys could have made the play, but Fields made it a nice play there. I thought he was going to leave it alone for Betancourt and let him go, but he did. He slides, gets to one knee, gets up and makes the throw. Kaiahui stays on the base, 1 out.
That'll bring up Jason Nix, who is 0 for 2. Pop foul out of play to the right. And the count quickly. 0-2 on Jason Nix. Nix has batted .274 on the year at home compared to a road average of just $190. Chen has been able to get ahead all day long. More importantly, he hasn't had to deal with too many base runners. The Indians loaded him in the second on back-to-back hits and a walk with 1 out, but could not score. And that's been it. They haven't had a runner past first base since. And a lazy pop-up to third. Fields into foul ground. 2 away. They just don't get many hard hit balls off Chen.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. He's keeping them off balance. And you might want to make your plans now to head to the desert. That'll be this March. Visit Goodyear, Arizona, spring training home of the Tribe. Email tickets at goodyearaz.gov or call 623-882-3130 for more information regarding your spring training tickets. Group discounts available. And also mini plans.
Matt Laporta 1 for 2, singled in the second, fly to left in the fourth. Pulled the string. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes. Roller to third. Fields fires, got him. Indians go in order. And Bruce Chen has retired 7 in a row.
Is brought to you by AT&T. Find out more of what's possible at att.com. AT&T, rethink possible. By the Sierra from GMC. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Wendy's.
East 4th Street got some action this weekend. Royals with a 2-zip lead over the Indians as we go to the 7th inning. Frank Herman coming on to work for the Tribe after Justin Germano worked a perfect 6th inning. Jay Miller, Gerard Dyson, and Mike Aviles for Kansas City here in the 7th.
Well, trying to hold it right here, put a 0 on the board until the Indians can find a way to score.
Jay Miller, no, he's not shy. 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in the 2nd, grounded out to third base in the 4th. Breaking ball for a strike. It's quickly 0-2. Now the 1-2. Missed down and in with it. Outside, full count. Payoff pitch. Struck him out looking. 1 down here in the 7th inning. That's the first strikeout of a Royals batter today.
Well, had him down early. He got back into the count and then makes a perfect pitch down and away with the fastball. Miller didn't pull the trigger. It's called.
Gerard Dyson. Phillies can clinch the East today with a win over the Mets and a loss by the Braves, but right now the Mets are shutting out Philadelphia 5-0 in the 5th inning.
Well, when you're on
Citizens Bank Ballpark,
a run like they had, 11 in a row, and that comes to an end. Usually a little losing streak does follow. It's tough to have everything go your way like that for so long and then just flip it right back on again. Did you see what their big three did, though, in the month of September? When you see Halladay and you see Cole Hamels and also who's the guy they got from Houston? Those guys, I think, were 12-0 in the month of September.
Oh, Roy
Oswalt, right.
1-2 to Dyson. A little bit outside. Tampa Bay tied with Seattle 2-2. They're in the 5th down at St. Pete. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back Ks for Herman here in the 7th. And 2 down for Mike Aviles. Well, tonight it's episode 3 of the STO Celebrity Par 3 Shootout. Elvis Gerbach, Austin Carr, Al Pulowski, and Tim the Ripper Owens from Judas Priest will go head-to-head. Jim Donovan, Jimmy Hamlin have all the action right here at 10 o'clock on STO. Also later tonight, it's Boston and New York. Yankees a game and a half in back of the Rays in the AL East. Tampa's won 4 straight. Yankees have lost 4 in a row. Aviles looks at a pitch downstairs for ball 1 to even the count. Base hit in the right field, and Aviles with his 2nd straight hit. He homered his last time up. And a 2-out base hit keeps the inning alive for Billy Butler.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Aviles continues to hit the ball that way, use that hole, he hit the home run to center field, he is locked in. Because he has been getting pitches on the inside part of the plate, but boy, there's a lot of hits that way. Good swing, good approach. Gets his 2nd hit of the day, and for Kansas City, they have 7.
Runner goes, throw down to 2nd. Not in time, and Aviles with his 10th stolen base on the year.
He did the same thing, was it in yesterday's game, where he got on and with 2 outs and just take off. You have to pay attention to him with 2 outs. They have nothing to lose. They have the lead. He didn't have a very big lead, but he was going as soon as he saw anything and steals it easily.
Inside ball 1. Our old pal Jake Westbrook is not allowed a hit to the Chicago Cubs. They're in the 3rd inning at Wrigley. Cardinals on top 4-0.
Be very careful here if you're Frank Herman. You don't want to give up a base hit here with first base open with Kaya Hui on deck.
That really shoots away. Where did it go?
I don't know, but it went off. It might have went into a diamond sweep.
I think you're right.
Went off the hand of Marson, the bare hand. I mean, he tried to keep it in front. That hurt. He's got to take it and walk it off. That was a slider he just hung on to too long. And look at that ball goes off his arm or his hand and deflects into a diamond sweep where it's a dead ball right up the arm.
Actually went
That's
up into the crowd.
seats.
Yeah.
Off the top of the dugouts.
So a 2-2 count with a runner at 3rd and 2 down. Here in the 7th, Tribe on the short end 2-0. Out of play into the club seats. Sent him scattering. Butler 2 singles, a walk, and a run scored. Down the line, foul.
Boy, oh
and
boy.
a 2-out base hit by Billy Butler. His third hit of the day. Drives in another run to make it 3-0 Kansas City.
The one guy in that team who's hitting, he's sixth in the league with runners in scoring position as far as hitting goes. You can't throw him a strike there. You're already down 2-0. And you try and run that fastball in. Well, he's a good enough hitter. It's in maybe off the plate, but that's why he's hitting 326 with guys in scoring position. He drives them in. They are now down 3-0.
And we'll take a timeout for a pitching change. Kansas City 3, Cleveland 0. The City now leads at 3-0 after the 2-out RBI hit by that man, Billy Butler. So now the Indians go to the left-hander, Rafael Perez, to face Keelan Kaiahui.
You know, you could have had the same situation if you didn't throw him a strike, and if you walk him and you wanted to put lefty to face Kaiahui. But you throw him a pitch close enough, he knocks it in, and Perez coming in to face him, except it's a 3-0 lead now, or deficit now for the Indians.
Kaiahui singled in the first. He has flied out, grounded out since then. And looks at a ball down low. Rafael Perez, the 1-0 pitch, and it's foul tipped into the glove. Even up at 1-1. Kaiahui with a line drive base hit to right field.
Kansas City did this back in the first inning, where they had 2 outs, nobody on, and they put 3 hits together. Same thing here in the 7th. They got the first 2 outs, and there's a fastball middle in, and he's able to turn on another base hit.
Royals are now 6 for 12 with 2 outs in the game. Just 3 for 17 with less than 2 out, which is why they only have the 3 runs on the board. But to this point, that's all they need. 3-0 Kansas City. They've out-hit the Tribe 9-4. Josh Fields started the trend in the first with the 2-out RBI single that got the Royals their first run of the game. A strike to Fields to even the count at 1-1. Liner to third, caught by Marte, inning over. But the Royals tack on another run. Stretch time in Cleveland. Kansas City 3, Cleveland 0. Visit any of the 18 Panini's locations in northeastern Ohio, now including Twinsburg, or log on to paninisgrill.com for a location near you.
Well, Chen is going to remain in the ball game, at least for the start of this 7th inning here. He's been very good today. Mixed his pitches beautifully. Last Indians hit back in the 4th inning with 2 outs. Came off the bat of Luis Valbuena. The only chance the Indians really had back in the second inning, as you mentioned, bases loaded, couldn't capitalize.
Breaking ball for a strike to Andy Marte. Back to the mound, Chen with a nice defensive play to throw him out. One away. And back to the studios once again we go for this in-game update.
Seattle and Tampa Bay today, guys. Here in the fifth inning, B.J. Upton a single for the Rays that drives in Jennings. That ties the game at 2 as Tampa looks to increase the lead over the Yankees today in the American League East. They're a game and a half up right now. Matt, back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. 11 straight first pitch strikes for Bruce Chen. And we just jinxed him, which is good, right? I don't know if this means anything, Rick, but 10 of those 11 the Indians did not offer at. So the approach is trying to be patient.
To me, it looks like he's throwing that changeup, just get me over for strike one a lot, instead of going at you with a fastball.
One ball, two strikes. Jesse Chavez working in the Royal bullpen. This will be pitch number 110 for Bruce Chen. Low for ball 2 to even the count of 2-2. And Valbuena looks at ball 3. Full count with one out here in the bottom of the 7th. Lou Marson waits on deck. To right field, but Jay Miller is there to grab it 2 away. 1 year ago today, our Miller taste greatness moment. Johnny Peralta providing the game-winning hit as the Indians beat the Baltimore Orioles. 9-8 the final score 1 year ago tonight. Right back, fouled by Marson. 1-1 the count. Marson flied to right, flied to center here today. Just 1 for 8 in the series. That got a piece of the bat. I think the count's 1-2.
I think you're right.
Big board in the stadium has 2-1, but it is a ball and 2 strikes. Marson was checking to make sure. That's outside to even the count. Chen delivers. And Lou shoots it right back. Hit that glass window and came ricocheting quickly back to Bruce Chen. The left-hander with his 118th pitch of the day. Little bit high. And the payoff pitch. High ball 4. That snaps a streak of 9 in a row retired by Bruce Chen. And the 2-out walk will turn it over to the top of the order, but that's going to bring it into the day for Bruce Chen. But 6 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. And this guy's heading into the offseason, whether it's an offseason where the Royals bring him back or it's an offseason where he finds greener pastures elsewhere. He's got to be really happy with what he's accomplished here in 2010.
Well, especially against the Indians. He's looking for his 4th win against the Tribe this year, should the bullpen come out and hold it. But he really baffled them today, just 4 hits.
Jesse Chavez on for the 20th time this year. He'll face Trevor Crow with a runner at first and 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, it'll be the 5th game that he's appeared against the Indians this year. Chavez did take a loss. He's pitched 4 innings, giving up a hit and an earned run, but trying to get out of this 7th inning.
Talking about Bruce Chen coming out of the game. If the bullpen can hold it, it's his 12th win. He has to feel pretty good. Any Royals pitcher has to feel pretty good. When you come out, you know you're only a few outs away from getting a Joakim Soria. You know, when you've got a guy who's been that good at the back end of your bullpen.
Well, he's leaving the bullpen 4 outs to get, is what he's doing in essence, until you can get to their closer.
Slow bouncer to second. We'll go to the 8th. 3-zip Kansas City.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Kansas City leads it 3-0 as we go to the 8th inning. Brian Pena, Alex Gordon, Yuniesky Betancourt for Kansas City. Rafael Perez will stay on after he got the final out of the 7th inning. Slug to deep center. Crow on the run makes the catch. Just down to the warning track, one away. Let's look at the pitching matchup today from the G Series. Gatorade, 3 fuels for 3 stages of the game. Gatorade has evolved. That's G.
Well, one guy had it, and that was Bruce Chen. Gave up 4 hits. He was on top of his game. Fausto was not, but Fausto still gave his team an opportunity. Kept him in there for 5 innings. 2 earned runs. Didn't strike anybody out. A couple of walks.
Alex Gordon is 0 for 2 with a walk today. Little chopper foul. In the air, center fielder Trevor Crow again. 2 down.
Well, mark it on your calendar starting the day after Thanksgiving. That'll be Progressive Field will be transformed into a winter wonderland. Over 150 tons of snow will be made each day, and you can come down and enjoy snow tubing, ice skating, and much, much more. And there'll be something for everyone. For information, visit Indians.com/snowdays.
Yuniesky Betancourt 0 for 3 today. One ball, 2 strikes. Big bouncer foul. Left-hander Rafael Perez with a 1-2. Ooh. Evens the count at 2-2.
Took a nice shot at it, hitting that outside corner. But Betancourt did not offer.
And the 2-2 is in the dirt, full count. Betancourt had a couple of hits taken away from him early in the game. Fine play in left field by Shelley Duncan. Terrific stop at short by Asdrubal Cabrera. Now the set and the payoff pitch. Ooh, man. Ball 4. Betancourt gets the walk with 2 down. And Jay Miller will bat a 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
Pretty good pitch right there. He was calling a low one earlier, too.
Jay Miller singled in the second, grounded to third in the fourth, out on strikes in the seventh. Atlanta and Washington tied up at 2 in the seventh. Philly has come back against the Mets. They're still down, but it's now a 5-3 New York lead over Philadelphia in the sixth inning. Again, the Phillies clinched the East with a win and a Mets loss. Or, excuse me, an Atlanta loss. But it's pretty much a mere formality for Philadelphia to clinch that East. Atlanta, meanwhile, still very much alive in the wild card race. They started the day in a virtual tie, dead heat with San Fran. Although San Fran's just a half game out in the NL West.
That's the race that'll be interesting.
San Fran, San Diego for the NL West or the wild card. Meanwhile, if you're Atlanta, I guess you just hope that the pressure gets to one of the other two.
Well, they're going to have to continue to win.
And the 2-2 pitch is in the dirt, full count. You're right, Rick. I guess I hadn't thought about it like that. But if you're San Diego and San Francisco, you've got to think about you got to win every day.
You got to win every day. Is exactly right. They can't afford to look at anybody else or wild card. You got to win your division out west. That's the way you have to look at it. And you know you can't even focus on wild card because they're going to end the year together playing each other.
Payoff pitch, runner goes. It's ball 4. So he's walked 2 in a row after 2 down here in the 8th. And we'll bring up Gerard Dyson. We have activity once again in the Indians bullpen. It's like Jensen Lewis loosening. The pitch to Dyson. Line toward left. Duncan is back to grab it, and the inning is over. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It remains Kansas City 3, Cleveland nothing. Final Kids Fun Day of the season. But so far, it's the Royals having the fun. They lead 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Robinson Tejeda coming on now after Jesse Chavez worked 1/3 of a scoreless inning in relief. Tejeda has been the primary setup guy for closer Joaquim Soria.
Tejeda appearing for the 4th time against the Indians this year. He's given up 6 hits in his 4 2/3 innings, a couple of earned runs. They need a base runner, get something going. They have just been very stale offensively today.
They've had 3 base runners since the 2nd inning. None of them have gotten past first base. And all 3 have been on after the first 2 out in the inning. The only time the Indians had their leadoff man aboard today was when Trevor Crowe opened the game with a double and then never advanced from second base. They had him loaded with 1 out on the 2nd, their best chance of the day, and that fizzled as well. And a bouncer towards second. Aviles can't come up with it, and the Indians will get their leadoff man aboard for just the 2nd time today.
Now it's a ball. If Avila catches, he's going to get it out. But as he's sliding to the ground, it pushes out of his glove. And it stays out. So it'll start with a base hit. I think if he fields it cleanly, he gets to his feet and he throws out Cabrera. But that did not happen, so they have a start here to the 8th.
And Shin-Soo Choo will be the batter. Ball 1 to Choo, who is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice.
Well, Chen made 2 perfect pitches on him on the outside corner with fastballs when he had 2 strikes on him. Down at the knees.
Choo came in batting .385 on the year against Kansas City. They started the series by really shutting him down, and they're trying to finish the series in much the same way. In between, he got the better of them. If the Royals hang on, the 2 teams end up with a split in their 18-game series. Loop toward left, dropping. Gordon dives, can't get there, and the Indians have back-to-back singles to open the bottom of the 8th inning. Neither one of them much to write home about. But they have 2 on and nobody out, and that's all that matters for an offense that has lied dormant all afternoon.
Well, and it's amazing what can get a team going. A little infield single by Cabrera, then Choo bloops one in. Nice attempt there by Gordon, but he couldn't get there in time. He still picks it. So it's back-to-back singles, and now they will bring the tying run to the plate.
Duncan with a sky-high pop, back and out of play. A strike called, 0-2 the count. Duncan fights it off. Duncan has popped up on the infield, grounded out, and walked this afternoon. Trying to keep some momentum going here in the 8th. The 0-2 pitch. And it's low, ball and 2 strikes. Robinson Tejeda with a 1-2 pitch. Duncan with a high fly ball. Deep left field. Gordon looking up. It is gone to Souvenir City. Shelley Duncan with a 3-run homer. And we are tied at 3. Just like that, all of the hard work by Bruce Chen goes right down the drain for Kansas City. And the scrappy work of Carmona and the Indians bullpen is rewarded.
Well, here's a mistake. Look at that hanging breaking ball, and Duncan jumps all over it. Down in the count, 1-2. Hanging slider. He keeps it inside the foul pole. It'll be a 3-run homer. We have a new ball game. Shelley Duncan, home run number 11. And, boy, you talk about timely hitting. A couple of bloops and a blast tie this game.
And now Jason Nix trying to keep it going, but Gordon makes a nice diving catch near the line for out number 1.
Very nice running catch. He's able to catch that one. That'll be the first out of the inning. Left fielders have been busy this afternoon.
Now Matt Laporta fouls it back. Laporta 1 for 3 with a base hit back in the 2nd inning. The 0-1. No balls, 2 strikes. Sun finally poking its head out from behind the clouds here in the 8th inning. Just in time to see the Indians come back to tie the ball game up.
Boy, it's been such a quiet day offensively, and even how this inning started. An infield single, a little bloop by Chu, but the big blast by Duncan. They're right back in it. And it's a little quiet here, man. It's the 8th inning. They need one more run.
Tejeda ready with a 1-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out, 2 down. That'll bring up Andy Marte. Marte 1 for 3 with a double. That came back in the 2nd inning. Shelley Duncan with the big blast here for the Tribe in the 8th inning. Low for ball 1. .51 hits on the year for Shelley Duncan. 36 runs batted in. He has made the most of his few opportunities. Marte, meanwhile, dumps a base hit down the left field line. Takes a wide turn, but holds with a 2-out single. Keeps the inning alive for Luis Valbuena.
Off the end of the bat, another breaking ball. He has been burned on the breaking ball this inning. He's left a couple up in the zone. The 3-run homer really hurt him. That one a 2-out base hit.
Valbuena 1 for 2 with a single in the fourth. Strike is called, evens the count at 1-1. Because of Robinson Tejeda's failure here in the 8th inning, Bruce Chen will not become the first Royals pitcher to beat an Indians team 4 times in a season since Bud Black last did it in 1985.
No kidding. Buddy did, huh? Well, when you beat a team like that, it takes a lot of help. You got to have the right things happen. The team's got to score you a lot of runs. Your bullpen's got to get the outs when they need it. Didn't happen today, but the Indians are looking to still try and win this game and win 3 out of 4 from the Royals and take the season series.
25 years ago today, the Royals beat Seattle 5-2, and Charlie Leibrandt picked up his 17th win of the season. And Steve Balboni set a new Royals record with his 35th home run. That's the year the Royals would go on to win the World Championship, 25th anniversary. Valbuena with a drive down the right field line. It's a fair ball into the corner. And it went up into the seats. So Marte has to stop at third. Valbuena in the second with a double. Had that stayed in play, would have been interesting. Marte doesn't run all that well, but with 2 outs, Rick, they might have had a chance to send him home there.
Well, they may have tried, but it was interesting as I was looking to see if maybe they might pinch run for Marte when they got the first base and 2 outs. But it's going to be a moot point because this ball goes into the seats for a ground rule double. Just looks like it hit on the chalk as it bounced it in.
Yep.
If it gets down in the corner, I'm not so sure. It would have been close. Would have been interesting to see.
We're going to get a pinch hitter here, Rick. Michael Brantley is coming off the bench. He's been out of the lineup the last several days with a hamstring tightness. But he's going to try to deliver a tie-breaking hit here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Brantley with just 1 pinch hit appearance this year.
And Michael takes the first pitch strike.
You know, Michael's philosophy of hitting, he likes to see a number of pitches and things like that, which is good. As a pinch hitter, normally guys like to come up and look for that first fastball and be aggressive. That is not his style.
The 0-1 is swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. And the 0-2 pitch in the dirt, and a good scoop by Brian Pena. It's a final in Baltimore where the Ravens have beaten the Cleveland Browns today 24-17. Valiant effort by the Browns. They held the lead at one point 17-14, but Baltimore able to rally down the stretch to survive with a win at home. Here the Indians trying to rally. They were down 3-0. Shelley Duncan with a 3-run homer to tie it. And now second and third with 2 down for Michael Brantley. And the 1-2 pitch. Bouncing ball. It's a fair ball. It gets by the first baseman, Kaiahui. Go-ahead run scores. Valbuena also comes home. Brantley into second base with a 2-out, 2-run pinch hit double. It's a 5-run eighth. And the Indians have come back to take a 5-3 lead.
Boy, that ball had to go right over the bag. Sounded like it cracked his bat a little bit, but with 2 strikes, as Duncan had 2 strikes down in the count, gets one right over the bag. And I'm talking about a big base hit right here. That breaks the tie. The Indians go up 5-3. And it is a huge inning. There it is, right over the bag. It looked like Kaiahui was looking at the umpire to call it foul. It was not. It was over the base. For the 17th time, the Indians have put 5 on the board in an inning.
Now Trevor Crow, the 9th man to bat in the inning, looks at ball 1 outside. Now tipped into the glove. Greg Holland loosening for Kansas City, but you talk about horses already left the barn. Crow shoots at the left field. Gordon will make the grab, and the inning is over. But a 5-run eighth for the Tribe. Shelley Duncan with a 3-run homer. Michael Brantley, a 2-out, 2-run pinch hit double. Tribe on top 5-3. We go now to the 9th inning here at Progressive Field, and what a turn of events. Tribe was down 3-0 into the bottom of the 8th inning. They had managed just 4 hits in the game, but they are up for 5 runs in the 8th to take the lead. And now Vinny Pastano, in just his 2nd appearance, will go for his first big league save.
Well, he's going to go through the heart of the lineup with Aviles, Butler, and Kaiahui. But what a comeback by the Indians. Luke Carlin says will come into the game behind the plate. Brantley remains in the game. He will go to center field. Crow will go from center over to left. Boy, in that offense there, every one of those guys who got the big hits were down in the count last inning for the Indians. Duncan was down 0-2. He hit a 1-2 pitch for the 3-run homer. Valbuena down 1-2, hit the double, and Brantley down 0-2, hit a 1-2 pitch for the double. So, the Indians' offense, a terrific job.
There's Vinny Pistano, right-hander out of Southern California. Pitched collegiately at Cal State Fullerton. Spent last year at Akron. This year he helped the Columbus Clippers win the International League Championship. And then ultimately the AAA title when they beat Tacoma. 0-2 the count on Mike Aviles. What a rush for Pistano. First to make your major league debut. And then, by the way, our closer's not here, so you're now the closer for today. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Aviles to start the ninth.
Well, wasted no time. You're talking about some short business, too. 3 pitches, he just threw it by him right here. Upstairs, away. See you later. Out number 1.
That pitch looked like, well, it's called ball 1. Billy Butler is 3 for 3 with a walk today. He's driven in a run and he has scored a run. That's too high, 2-0.
Well, this will be good because Butler was his first major league strikeout, if you remember, with the slider that he locked him up with. So now Butler has an idea of what he throws and how hard.
There's a strike. In off the plate. 3-1. Swing and a miss, full count. Vinny Pistano behind a crowd that's suddenly behind him all the way. 19,000 on hand here today. Maybe just a shade less. Where we had 18,000 and change. Popped him up, foul, back out of play. Three balls, 2 strikes. Luke Carlin going to go out and talk with Pistano. .181 earned run average on the year for Pistano between AA, where he pitched in 14 games, and Columbus. On the year, 57 games total. Just inside, ball 4. So the tying run comes to the plate. Billy Butler's been on base all 5 times today. But I think he caught a little bit of a break in that at bat. Keila Kaiahui with 2 hits on the day now steps to the plate. Pinch runner for Butler. It'll be Gregor Blanco. And a strike called over the outside edge. Pistano goes 6-1, $1.95. He was a 20th round pick back in 06 out of Cal State Fullerton. "25 years old. Spent 07 at Mahoning Valley. 08 split between Kinston and Lake County. And then last year at Akron. Started this year at AA. Then on to Columbus. And now potential double play ball to end the game. And there it is. His first major league save. Vinny Pistano gets it done for the Indians here in the 9th. And the Tribe gets off the canvas late and rallies for a 5-3 victory over the Royals to win the season series against Kansas City. They take 3 out of 4 in this one, and they win 10 of 18 on the year against the Royals. Final score today, Indians 5, Royals 3. Winning pitcher is Rafael Perez. He's 6-1. The save is first in the big leagues to Vinny Pistano.